My name is Dr. Tracey-Anne Cooper. I'm a professor in the History Department at St John's. Welcome to History 1000, Emergence of a Global Society. What I'm going to do today is give you a quick tour of our website. There's quite a lot to look at and think about, but hopefully it's not overcomplicated. Once you know where everything is, it's quite simple. So if you could just try to follow along with this. So if you keep this video small, don't expand it, you'll be able to sort of see relatively where things are. So this is the home page, and you can see next to me there is the your required textbook, Trevor Getz's Exchanges. There's a link below that takes you directly to Amazon if you want to buy this book. You really need to get this book by the start of class. There are a few of the first chapters available on e-reserve, just in case you haven't or it hasn't turned up. But the first day you're going to need it is July the 11th, so if you haven't got it yet, order it from Amazon or wherever, and make sure you get it overnight shipped or something like that. But you'll find chapters 1 through 6 on e-reserve as well. So also on this page there's instructions of what you're going to do for the first day of class. There's a warning about plagiarism. Plagiarism will mean that you fail the class, and there's a little tutorial about what to cite, what not to cite, because for most people it's just a matter of not knowing citation, which you really need to know if you're in college. Also on this page, if you scroll down, and some of these pages are quite long, so you just remember to scroll, there's a section called Rules of the Post. This is under your book, and this is just a brief list of 5 rules that I'd like you to adhere to. It's just basically being polite to each other in your discussion posts. It's not that complicated. And then below that there's 3 videos, but I'm going to get onto that a little later. That's to do with your first day's assignment. So if you look across the top, there's 6 tabs: Home, Syllabus, Assignments and Grading, Optional Enhancement, e-reserve, and Discussion Board. I'm going to go through each of these in turn now. Obviously you're on the home page. So if you click on the syllabus page, this will take you obviously to your syllabus, and there's some brief instructions at the top here that you should always read. These are elaborated a little more fully on in assignments and grading, but these are things that you really need to pay attention to. And then below that there is the schedule of classes and lectures and readings for the summer 2 semester. So one thing you really need to be aware of, both when you're taking an online class and when you're taking an online class in the summer, is that you should be dedicating maybe 4 hours to each class, because not only do you have the time that you would be spending in class, which you don't spend in class because you're online, and the homework. Okay, so you're taking one course in 1/3 of the time, and you're also not doing any class time stuff. So you should anticipate maybe 4 hours or so. So don't think you're going to get away with doing something that's not really the same amount of hours as a regular class would be. Okay, so make sure you budget your time accordingly. Most days what we're going to do is read probably 2 chapters of Getz, and we're watching a lecture, which is a pre-recorded PowerPoint lecture. You just need to open it and let it play. It has my audio on it, and then you'll be making a discussion post response to that, and the instructions for this are in assignments and grading. So you make your first post by 9 a.m. Okay, so if it says July the 11th, you need to have read chapter 1 and make a discussion post response. That means you have to have it done by 9 a.m. on July the 11th, okay? And then by midnight you need to have logged back on and made a response that talks about the work of 3 other students. That's the basic format, and we just repeat that format over and over and over again, 15 times in total, and that's your class basically. There's some introductory assignments to do on the first day, and there's a sort of a reflections assignment to do on the last day, but that's it. 90% of your grade is for these discussion posts. So that being said, if you miss one, you'll lose 6%, okay? There's no makeups or anything. So that's going to cost you maybe half a grade point. So just, you know, don't miss them. So if we carry on along the top of our tabs on the campus guide, you'll come to assignments and grading. And in assignments and grading, there's two halves to the page. Basically, one is just instructions and one side is examples. So these are real examples based on the book, and you have an A range answer, a B/C range answer, a poorer range answer, and a failed answer. And you'll notice when you look at failed answer why it's a failure. It doesn't answer the question, and it's all been stolen from Wikipedia or from the book. So, you know, if you do that, you're going to fail the course, not just the assignment. I think I'm probably going to say that like 6 times during this video. So make sure you give this page a really good read. Read everything, okay? This is going to be part of your first day of class assignments, is to read everything on the website. It's everything you need to know. So when you make your post, make sure it looks most like the A range answer, with citations, with quotes, with direct references to the work of the historians you've been reading. You know, take this answer apart and figure out why this is a good answer, and try to model your answers on this. I try to be explicit as I can about why this is a good answer and what you need to do, okay? So don't, you know, read the 2 chapters and then dash off something in 20 minutes or so and think that's going to be fine, okay? Think about each of these posts as a short essay. Okay, so as I said, the instructions are pretty frank and all-encompassing, okay? And as I said, it's just the same assignment that you do again and again. So there's not that much to learn, but hopefully your writing will improve. The next tab across the top is optional enhancement. This is links, radio programs, and videos which go along with the course, and I will be making suggestions about things that you might want to, videos you might want to watch. Or the radio programs are pretty good. They're from an English series called In Our Time, and they bring together 3 different historians to have a chat about an issue, and they actually go along quite nicely with your book because it's a similar type thing. You're having different historians talking together. So carrying on across the top of our tabs, the next tab is e-reserves. This is where you'll find the first 6 chapters of Gets. If for some reason you've been naughty and don't have the book on the first day of class, there's no reason not to do the exercises. And in fact, you won't be allowed to do makeup exercises, so there's no excuse for not getting right in there. And the next tab across the top from that is discussion boards. And this is where you'll be posting all your work for the course. The first 3 discussions here, the 2 truths and a lie, time machine, and the 3 videos responses, are your first day of class exercises. And these are laid out on the home page as well. So basically you go to the discussion board, you click on this, and there's short instructions. So the first one, first truth and a lie, 2 truths and a lie. You tell us 2 things about yourself that are true and 1 that's a lie. The second one, my time machine, you pretend you have a time machine. You tell us if you went back in time, who you'd go and see, what you'd talk about with that person, and why this is important to you. And then the other 3 video responses, if you need to watch the 3 videos that are lower down on the home page and make 1 response that talks about the 3 videos. So that's it for your first day of class assignments. Some of you might have issues which we need to wrinkle out before we get really stuck into the meat of the stuff. And your first discussion that reflects the Trevor Getz readings is going to be on July the 11th, because there's a bit of a gap between when the class starts and the next time we meet. So there's time in there to work things out if you need to. Also on the discussion board, you'll notice there's a discussion called Ask Dr. C, and another one called Ask the Class. Okay, if there's something you don't understand and it's not a matter of urgency and it's not desperately private in some way, please ask it on Ask Dr. C rather than emailing me. Therefore, if you're asking a question that 8 other people have the same query about, you can look on there and I'll probably have already answered it. It might just be something I said that was confusing or something I wrote that was confusing. This is much easier for me to get through than having lots of individual emails, which you know, I might not get the time to respond to in a very timely fashion. And then the other one, ask the class, of course, if you something, you know, that you want to kind of broach with people and say, you know, is this right? Is this the kind of thing we're supposed to be doing? How does this work? You know, you can have your conversation there. Okay, so I think that's all I want to say for today. So have a go at the first day of class exercise. Well, don't have a go, actually do them. So the truth and a lie on the discussion board, the time machine on the discussion board. Watch the 3 videos on the home page and then write a response to it, okay? And that will be your first day of class exercises. If you have any problems at all, use Ask Dr. C. If it's something you think you need a bit more of a detailed answer to, then by all means email me, and my email is on the home page underneath my photograph. Okay, so welcome. That's it. You should, you know, plan on spending a good couple of hours today having a good look around this site, so that when we start our first discussion on July the 11th, you know where everything is and you know what you're doing, okay? I think the last thing I didn't really talk about too much was the lectures, okay? So if you go and look on the syllabus, the lecture is there. It's a link, it's in blue. You click on it, it'll ask you if you want to open or save it. You always click save, okay? Because open doesn't give you the full range of what you need to do. So make a file on your desktop or in my documents or something and save it to that. Then go into PowerPoint and find the file you saved and open it. And then you just need to go to slideshow, run slideshow from the beginning, and it'll just kick off and start, and you'll hear my voice, and the slides progress by themselves, okay? What you don't want to do is miss the audio, okay? Because this is a full lecture. So the slides are just notes, very brief notes. So if you don't listen to the whole thing, you're going to miss something, okay? So if you see the slides and just kind of like, oh, there's only 5 slides, I'm just going to read through them, you're going to get a gist of what I'm talking about, but you'll miss important information which will help you with your discussions. Okay, now I'm actually finally done. I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you. Please email me if you have any questions, or use Ask Dr. C, and I look forward to hearing your initial posts and you telling lies about yourselves, telling us where you want to go in a time machine, etc. Okay, thanks very much, and I will hope to hear from you soon. Bye.